Hey guys, this is Justin Bob 100 here, and today I will be talking about the Mini-Frust. What the hell is a Mini-Frust? Well, a Mini-Frust is pretty much the combination of a normal racing level and a Frust. Now, you guys all know what a normal racing level is, but what exactly is a Frust? A lot of people will say something like, "Oh, well, a Frust is just a really hard level." But using that logic, every hard level is a Frust, which we all know is not the case. So, what is a Frust? Well, my definition of a Frust is any level with very tightly packed gameplay, like blocks are really close to you, requiring precision jumps, and it has to have a generous amount of safety nets and temporary blocks, like the push block, vanish block, brick, crumble. You get the idea. So what makes a Mini-Frust unique is it combines two different types of races, all right, and it takes attributes from both. From normal racing levels, it can take attributes like theming, block style, variety in blocks, and from Frust, it obviously takes the the difficulty and the closed in fixtures. But caution, all right? Just because a Frust isn't hard doesn't mean it's a mini Frust, okay? If it's a Frust, it will have very few permanent blocks, okay? And it's pretty obvious which ones are Frusts, while mini Frusts have a lot more basic blocks and maybe even normal gameplay obstacles that aren't Frust like at all. Okay, so yeah. Just caution. Don't assume that, oh, if it's easy it's a mini Frust and if it's hard it's a Frust, because I've seen many easy Frusts before. Alright, so now I'm going to give an example of a mini Frust. This is Nature by Hello Kitty. I actually used to have a mini-frust phase, and this user was inspired by it, but you can tell right off the bat this is very typical of a mini-frust to have some sort of keyhole obstacle with safety nets, although it feels a little bit unnatural in this environment. And right off the bat you can tell with all the non-permanent blocks and safety nets, yeah, this is a mini-frust. But it's not a Frust because, not just because it's not that hard, but because of the number of basic blocks it uses. And also the racing attributes with like the theming and some organization with like the ground and everything are some attributes of like a themed level. So yeah, and also something interesting that I notice in a lot of mini Frusts is they experiment with different blocks a lot. Like they use vanish, water, crumble, push, move sometimes, brick, just a lot of different blocks. And that's what I admire from mini Frusts, and that's really what I think is interesting, is different ways to make certain obstacles difficult by putting them, like arranging them in a different way that usually isn't used before. Not as much like a push block kind of obstacle like that, but kind of unstable ground, if you know what I mean. Alright, so I'm going to close this video off by really getting to what I wanted to talk about for Mini-Frust, which is the pros and cons of Mini-Frust. Now, I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible with this, because I did have a Mini-Frust phase, per se, where I made a lot of Mini-Frust levels, but now I'm trying to stay away from that. But let's start with the pros, be on the positive side of things. For Acno, because if I don't, he'll yell at me. Alright, pros. They're good for pros, like people who want a decent challenge, but maybe don't want to go like full out. like maybe like rank 40s or even 30s. Just a level that if you're tired of kind of easy gameplay, you can delve yourself into it while still feeling like it's a normal race rather than a just a frust kind of arena thing. Um, it is more it's more appealing to the masses than a frust. I feel like there's a bigger audience because it can be a little less frustrating. And it also focuses on specific obstacles and block variety. Really, you have to assess each jump, and it's relentless. Each obstacle keeps coming to you, and you have to like time your jump with precision more than having a little bit of time to prepare for it. You're kind of just going right into it. But the cons, I think the biggest con for Mini-Frust is they can be very repetitive if it's just safety net, vanish block throughout the level. If it's just that same formula throughout the level, or just if you make multiple levels with the same style, even if you use other blocks, but use kind of the same blocks throughout. You have to mix it up a bit to make it more appealing. So it can definitely be repetitive. It can also these kind of contradict each other, but it can either be exhausting or boring. If it's pretty homogeneous and is the same throughout, it can be pretty boring and relentless. And that relentlessness also leads to exhaustion because you don't get a break. Um, Also, it doesn't always look natural. If you're trying to theme a level, like here, I mean, this doesn't look like something you'd actually see, nor does any of this. I mean, this is kind of a small note, but this is just if you're trying to theme a level, it doesn't exactly look realistic. You could still do a hard level without it being considered a mini frust. Just maybe extend everything out and maybe make the jumps more elongated but still precise. Alright? I consider Redemption more or less a normal racing level because I don't feel like it's that frust like as let's say Apocalypse. I feel like that's more frust like. But yeah, that's it. If you want a level to not be mini frust like, just get rid of the closed in gameplay and make it more natural with the environment. But this is Justin Bob 100 signing out.